Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, his Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah, not Abba. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten Son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shai. So we got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the bishops and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. And the sincere salutation to all the octant pushing the truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Agua who are listening and learning. You few sisters who are listening and learning. So I titled this lesson, coming into another lesson, True Facts, Faith, and Edification, of the day of edification, Lord will be edifying. So I titled this lesson, End Time Prophecy of the Edomites ruling the world. End Time Prophecy of the Idumeans, which is the Edomites, the so-called white man, ruling the world in end time prophecies. As the scriptures say, now during the time when the beginning rulership of the so-called white man was with the Greeks, right? Then you had the Roman Empire. Now, for 1,000 years, when the Western Roman Empire went down, you had the Eastern Roman Empire, which was known as the Holy Roman Empire, which was so-called Negroes. Okay, goes back to the four good emperors. Then you had Septimius Severus, and you had Marcus Aurelius and Commodus, and all the way down to Constantine. Those were so-called Negroes. Now, this is a list of the Edomites, because during when you read in Revelations 20, when it said that Satan must be loosed out of his prison for a little season, that was during the time of the Renaissance, which Renaissance means rebirth of the so-called white man coming back into rulership in the 1300s. Now I got a list right here. I did a lesson on this a while ago, and I reposted it. I titled it, "You are Dukes of Edom, not Greeks, not Romans, not Caucasians, not so-called white people." So this list is called List of Dukedoms, and they try to put together to be slick, which is dukedoms, which is really, you see it say List of Dukedoms in the pure age of Britain and Ireland, because Britain and Ireland, so-called Negroes ruled this, okay, when the so-called white man was in the caves over there in Europe. Now I say the List of Dukedoms, which is Dukes of Edom. You see how they try to be clever, but they not. Now this is a list of dukedoms. Now, let me show you something, because when so-called Negroes went down, which they call the Byzantine Empire, or they call it the Middle Ages, or the Dark Ages, or the time of the Moors. There's four different names that they put on us, the so-called white man. It's titled the Byzantine Empire, the time of the Moors, the Dark Ages, or what was the other one? Dark Ages, the Middle Ages. Dark Ages, Middle Ages, Byzantine Empire, time of the Moors, right? This is when the Eastern Roman Empire, which was known as the Holy Roman Empire, took flight. Now, right here, because vocab and these Edomites, the Edomite that Elder Yashwam did a lesson on, they always talk about the Edomites done away with, right? So, just linking, showing you that these Edomites has always been here, man. So, before we even get the scriptures, I'm going to show you what it say on Google. Now, this is dukedoms in pure age of England, 1337 to 1707. This was during the time of the Middle Ages when these devils took flight. Salakia. During the time of the Renaissance, when these devils came out the caves and they took flight. This say February the 9th, 1337. Look at this. Edward of Woodstock, known as history as the Black Prince, was the eldest son and heir apparent of King Edward III of England. He died before his father, and so his son Richard II succeeded to the throne instead. Edward nevertheless earned distinction as one of the most successful. This is in 1337, okay? 1351, Henry of Grossmont, Duke of Lancaster, okay? Showing you this list from 1337. These are all Edomites. Lionel of Antwerp, Duke of Clarence. John of Gaunt, Duke of Lancaster, 1362. And it's crazy because these are like Jakes on the image. That's crazy. Which he said black, it said Edward the Black Prince. Okay, this is cold. Prince of Wales. Now we ruled this. We was over here doing this. So between between the early 1300s, which was Jake, to the latter 1300s, the so-called white man came into power. Because right here it say February the 14th, 1400, also known as Richard of Bordeaux, was king of England from 1377 until he was deposed in 1399. He was the son of Edward the Black Prince, Prince of Wales. And we ruled these places, man. So the so-called white man came in the latter end of the 1300s and took over, right? Let me prove it to you. Hold on. Now this is a list. This is a list that's on Google. Let me go back. It say Edmund of Langley, Duke of York, Edomites. Thomas of Woodstock, first Duke of Gloucester, of Gloucester, 1836. Robert de Vere, Duke of Ireland, which Jake ruled this for a while. Now let me come back to me, because we know that this guy, Cristobal Colon, who's known as Christopher Columbus, so like you. Let me get this. He was funded by Queen Isabel, King Ferdinand, and Queen Isabella. So here's the picture. It say Ferdinand and Isabella, the marriage that unified Spain, right? Now this say the Kingdom of Spain traced its origin in the marriage of Ferdinand and Isabella in 1469. Their union and their rule triggered a war that forged the modern world. Okay? Now, so here it is. Let me pull this up. I just want to show this, man. Because this is facts. While vocab and all these people talking about the Edomites are done away with. No, man. No. It said King Ferdinand and Isabella funded, they forged the modern world through war. Check this out. So here it is about Cristobal Colon. It say Christopher Columbus, which his real name is Explorer, right? It's for Colombo. Spanish, Cristobal Colon. The real name is Colon. Born between August 26th and October 31st, 1451. Okay? So let me say, it's a master navigator and it full transatlantic voyage, 1592 all the way to 1502 to 1504, opened the way for European uh, exploration, exploitation, and colonization of the Americas. He has long been called the discoverer of the New World, although Vikings such as, well, these Vikings are Negroes, although Vikings such as Leif Erikson had visited North America 5 centuries earlier. Listen, Solomon had the Hamites to come over here, man, to get things from over here before these devils even came over here. What are they talking about? It said Columbus made his transatlantic ship of Ferdinand II and Isabel, the captain of in Spain, okay, in 1402. So, from round about the latter part of the 1300s to now, the so-called white man has been ripped from here. Okay, now let's get this. Let me get these precepts. See, this is facts, man. Let me pull this. Because the Lord said he was going to deal with from generation to generation. The computer won't act funny. It would make sense. Hold on. Okay. So let me get this. I just want to show that and get a few precepts. Because the latter part of the 1300s, these devils took flight, man. Now, this is Numbers 24. And Shalom to all the Akhman, I walk from the coming boy, Shalom. Yabba Shema was Shop Rocket Thumb. The water for tuning in. So, give or take, because Jake was still there, but we went down in the 1300s, in the latter part of the 1300s. Showing you, which is that list I just showed you, the list of dukedoms. I'm going to go back to it at the end. Check this out. So in Numbers 24 and 18, the Lord say, these Edomites has never, they have always been here, man. But just want to read Ecclesiastes 4 and 16. It say, Numbers 24 and 18, and Edom shall be a possession, Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, Yahweh shall the Messiah, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. Who's going to be those that remain of the city? The elites, when they go into the bunkers, man. Okay? They're going to come back in slavery, bring back the best slaves, and then after 1,000 years, they're going to be done away with. Now, this is verse 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations. When you read, which I'm going to in Deuteronomy 25, when we came out of Egypt, Amalek was the first nation to try to start to come against us with war, man. Okay? Because the so-called white man, all he knows is war, because his blessing was to live by the sword. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up this parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he shall perish. Now, let's get this. In Deuteronomy 25 and 17, it reads, remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way, when ye were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way, and smote the hindermost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou was faint and weary, and he feared not God. So Amalek was saying in number 24, Amalek was the first. He was the first to bother us, man. That's why it makes sense now in Revelation 12 and 17 when it say, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed that keep the commandments of the Lord and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Therefore it shall be, when Yahweh thy power have given thee rest from all thy enemies round about, in the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee for inheritance, to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, thou shalt not forget it. But for now, they still here, man. Let's get this in Exodus. This is Exodus 17, as a matter of fact. Let's start at 8. These devils talking about the Edomites done away with. No, man. No, man. They came out of caves in the 1300s, man. Renaissance art, which is iconoclasm, the rebirth. Okay? They came out of caves in the 1300s, man. It's a Exodus 17 and 8. Then came Amalek and fought with Israel and refilled them. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out and fight with Amalek tomorrow, and I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in my hand. Right? Now, it's this is verse 17 to 13. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And Yahweh said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book. Why? So we can keep remembering this. That's what the Lord is saying. We're going to always remember that these Edomites had us in captivity. It was the Edomites that burnt the temple, man. First Ezra 4 and 45, man. The Lord say, write this for a memorial in a book. You see? And rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utter put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Yahweh Nisai, for he said, because the Lord have sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. So, as it said in Deuteronomy 25, until we go back into the land of Israel, the Lord is going to have war with Amalek from generation to generation. So that means they are still here, man. Ecclesiastes 4. And see, this is why they are moaning, crying and weeping, because they know they got to pay for everything that the so-called white man did, the elites. Ecclesiastes 4 and 16. There is no end of all the people. There is no end of all the people. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them, right? They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Why? Let me show you why. This is why Vocab Malone and James White and Michael Brown fighting tooth and nail to prove that we are not the Hebrew Israelites. Because if we are, they got to pay. Isaiah 14 and 21, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, and remnant, and son, and nephew, saith Yahweh. See? Hold on. There's more. In Job 27 and 13, there's a whole lot more, but I just want a few. In Job 27 and 13, this is the portion of a wicked man with God, and inheritance of who, Lord? Oppressors. Oppressors. And the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him, see, that come after, it said in Ecclesiastes 4 and 16, those that come after shall not rejoice. Why? Because they got to pay for what their forefathers did. Because you are your forefathers. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. Hold on, there's more. In Job 21 and 19. See, that's why they fighting tooth and nail Because it sucks to be you, vocab. It sucks to be you, Michael Brown. To be an Edomite, it sucks. Job 21 and 19. God layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. For what pleasure have he, here we go, in his house after him? I just read Ecclesiastes 4 and 16. What pleasure does the so-called white man have in his house after him? Let's read it again. Let's read it again. In Ecclesiastes, let's keep Job 21 on the screen. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and 16. Listen, it makes all the sense why they are fighting tooth and nail, why they're trying to hinder this work, man. Ecclesiastes 4 and 16. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them, right? Who face on the money? The so-called white man. Yahweh said in Matthew 22, show me the tribute money. Who image and superscription on this? The same people that who was in the Roman Empire who face on the money, their faces on the money right now. There is no end of the Edomites, the so-called white man, the Idumeans. They here in rulership. Isaiah 36 tell you they're going to be in power. They're going to take the land of Israel. Psalm 79 and 1. Isaiah 1 and 7. Ezekiel 7 and 24. The Lord say he going to bring the worst of the heathen. And they shall destroy Israel until Israel is destroyed by the Gentiles. Luke 21 and 24. Okay? It say Ecclesiastes 4 and 16. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit. What does it say right here? For what pleasure have he in his house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst? See, and that's why these Edomites is crying, man. See, the elites, they sit behind palace walls, eating raw steak, drinking blood, crying. But these vocab Malone and friends, they crying right on TV, right on YouTube, man. They crying in live streams, okay, in posts. Why? Because they got to pay for what their forefathers have done. Nah, there's a few precepts I want to get to show you these devils are still here. Now let's go back to this. Let's go back to this. I'm finna show you again. These devils are still here, man. Let's get this. Let me go back to this. Now here is it say the dukes. It said a list of dukedoms. Salakia, hold on. Let's pull it up again. Show you again. Let's start back from the top. These devils took flight around about 1337. Dukedoms in Peerage of England, 1337 to 1707. Edward of Woodstock, known to history as the Black Prince, 1337. 1351, Henry, Duke of Lancaster. 1362, Lionel, Duke of Clarence. 1362, John of Gaunt, Duke of Lancaster. 1376, Richard II. Okay. 1385, Edmund of Langley, Duke of York. That's why it's a New York right now, because the old York is in the old world. Thomas of Woodstock, first Duke of Gloucester. Edomites. 1836, Robert de Vere, Duke of Ireland. Huh? 1397, no image. They don't got no image. Oh, yeah, there you go. Henry VI. Henry, yeah. You see it? King of England. Hold on. Let's keep going. I'm finna show you how it go all the way down to these bastards over there right now. Um, what's this guy name that married Megan? What his name is? The Queen Elizabeth. What her name is? The Queen just died. Her husband and sons. They on here. I'm finna show it to you. Here go Henry the Fourth. That's it. The sixth. Henry the Fourth, 1397. Edward. They say Edward, second Duke of York. And where's the Dukes at? In Genesis 36. These are the Dukes of Edom. They want to title it the Dukedoms. No, break that up. It's the Dukes of Edom, man. We ain't stupid, man. And you ain't clever, you bastards. Here it is, Thomas, 1397. John Holland, first Duke of Exeter. 1397 again. Thomas Holland, first Duke of Sorrel. Third Earl of Kent. These family lines, they died quick. Thomas D. Mowbray, first Duke of Norfolk. 1397 again. Margaret of Norfolk. Oh, hold on. Yep, it's a Duchess of Norfolk. Margaret was a female. Duchess is the female way to say Duke. Okay, that's the feminine way to say Duke. Henry V, also known as Henry Monmouth. This is 1399. Thomas of Lancaster, 1412. John of Lancaster, 1414. All these is dukes. Now I'm finna go down because I ain't want to make this too long. Look, all the way to 1400s, to the 1500s, to the 1600s. Okay, all the way through. Wait for it. 1600s, 1700s. Right? Let me show you something. Let me show you something. All the way through the 1700s to 1868. Nah, hold on. Finna show you. Who's over there right now? Let me show you these. Prince Arthur, 1874, man. Okay? Hold on. Prince Alfred, 1866, man. Okay? These are the dukes, man. This list is called dukedoms. Dukes of Edom. Hold on. I ain't done. Hold on. Prince George of Wales. What? 1910 to 1936. All the way from 1337. Who is this? Vocab. Michael Brown. Edomites. Edomites. Alexander Duff. 1900. What? Prince Albert. 1920. What? George the Sixth. What are they talking about? The Edomites done away with, man. Come on, man. Prince Albert. Prince Henry, 1928. Hold on. Prince George, 1934. Hold on. Edward the Eighth, 1937. Hold on. I ain't done. I got more. Philip. Who don't do we not know right here? Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. We know him, man. Huh? Hold on. Prince Andrew, 1986. Prince William of Wales. We definitely know this guy. 2011. What's up, man? Is this not him right here? Prince Harry. Is he not married to this chick Megan? Of course he is. Prince Harry. 2018. What's up, man? You Edomites been here for the longest of the longest. Come on, man. Prince Edward, huh? 2023, March the 10th, 2023. What's up, man? ah, listen, man. And that's why this guy, Jay Rockefeller, said, would it have been better if we never invented the internet? No, because the Lord had you to create this for us, man. It's not for you. This is for us, man. You see it? The Edomites, man, been here for a long time, man. Okay? So I just want to make some points to show these Edomites end time prophecy, man. Okay? Isaiah 36, Psalm 79 and 1, Isaiah 1 and 7. They here, man. They here. Revelations 13, the seven head, 10 horn beast. Come on, these devils are corny, man. Yeah, man. Talking about the Edomites are done away with. No, they ain't. They've been ruling since 1337, man. What's up, man? What we talking about? Hey, these Edomites is hurt, man, because they through, man. Hey, ain't nothing but downhill from here and slavery, boy. Straight in the chains, boy. Yes, sir. This is Fisher Turner Hunter. Hey, these Edomites is hurt, man. And you've been here for a long time, man. You've been here ruling. This is Fisher Turner Hunter 4, 2nd Ezra 6 and 8. He said to me, from Abraham to Isaac, Salakia, pop up. He said unto me, from Abraham to Isaac, this is NRSV, because from him were born Jacob and Esau, for Jacob's hand held Esau's heel from the beginning. Verse 9. Now Esau is the end of the age, and Jacob is the beginning of the age that follows. Right, man. You see? We know, man. We know, man. List of dukedoms and pillage from Britain to Ireland, man. Because we ruled all that, man, for 1,000 years. Oh, let me get this. In let me get this real quick. In Psalms 58 and 3, it reads this. Because their rebirth, which is Renaissance, is when they came out the caves in the 1300s. And who funded Cristobal Colon and Amerigo Vespucci? King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, man. I showed it to you, man. It said, it's Psalms 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. What's the womb? This represents the caves, man, of Europe, man. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Now, this applies to the original birth, but this applies to them coming back Renaissance, which is rebirth, man. The wicked, Psalms 58 and 3, are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. The minute they came out the caves, what it say in Revelation 20, they came out to deceive the nations, man. And when you read in Revelation 16, it say, let me read it. They came out to deceive the nations in Revelations 20, right? To make the nations go to war, man. Let's read this. Revelation 16 in verse 13, it say, and I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. And I got the article on my phone. These three unclean spirits is London, right? Is London for military, is Washington for military, is London for monetary, okay? Is Washington for military, and the Vatican for religion. These are the three unclean spirits. For they are spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of the God Almighty. You see? So Esau's whole job, his existence, is to make these nations go to war, man, because they all put their hands on us, man. Okay? Hey, so Lord was edifying. You Edomites are still here, man. You ain't never went nowhere. You Edomites ain't never went nowhere, man. Hey, and call out Yahweh Shema Bashai for this information, man. because that's what the unicorn was set up for. It was established for us to go into it and pull it all out, man. Beautiful. This is Yonathan Bequar. He put up First Chronicles 1 and 51. Hadad died also, and the dukes of Edom were Duke Timnah, Duke Allah, Duke Jephthah. Jephthah. You see, he goes on down. It say First Chronicles 1 and 52. Duke Ahalabamah, Duke Elah, Duke Pino, Duke Kanaz, Duke Teman, Duke Mibzah. These are the dukes, okay? Duke McDial, Duke Iram. These are the dukes of Edom, man, which is in Ezekiel 36. So it shows you how cold the Lord is. It's a list of dukedoms in pillage of Britain and Ireland. And they try to put the word Duke and Edom together, man, with one E. You ain't crafty, man. We are not eating on your devices. These are the Dukes of Edom, man. From 1337 to 2023, man. They have always been here, man. There is no end of all the people. Either you believe what the words of the Lord say, or you don't. And if you don't, then we just know you a hypocrite and an antichrist, man. That's all. But yeah, the water for the precepts, the water for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema shall continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. Again, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rikak Kodash. Double honors to the apostle and the bishop and elders, great millstone, rule well, who teach well, who are the apostle and elders of all Israel, ready, concepted or not. In the sincere salutation to all the ark and pushing the truth and believing it's true, throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. Shed light to the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Agwath who are listening and learning. If your sisters who are listening and learning. This is Shapar 12 Ba, Psalms 49 and 11. The inward thought is that their house shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. And here's a list of dukedoms who called their lands after their own names and got the years on it, man. Can't make this up. Hey man, this would be exciting me, man. Yeah, expose. Apostle Boss said it a year or two ago. Expose, expose, expose them, man. Okay, and he tell you in Isaiah 36, Ezekiel 36, that they say, "Aha, this land is ours, man, in possession." Ezekiel 35, they said, "What? These two nations and these two lands shall be ours in possession, man." Who was occupying the land of Israel? By the Balfour Declaration in 1948. The so-called white man, the elites, man. Hey, we know, man. We hear. Vocab Malone, hey, Michael Brown, your people control all the resources, man. The prophecies say Israel ain't gonna control no resources, man. We ain't gonna tell you in Deuteronomy 20 and 48, we gotta go to the enemy for the want of all things: food, water, clothes, transportation, housing, work, schooling. 7, completion. We know, man. And we don't need your validation, you devils. We don't need the so-called white man's validation. The Lord gave us the unicorn to prove all things with the scriptures. Yeah. First Thessalonians 5 say prove all things. And we have, even using your unicorn. You bastards. Shalom. Wa